Mm, 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 mm. All right. Whew. Oh my goodness, people. Oh my goodness. Mm, mm, mm. What's going on, party people? Oh, I am. I'm worn all kinds of way out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm worn all kinds of way out. All right. Oh, all right. Oh man, I thought this. All right, what's going on, party people? This your man Grill. Whew. Oh man, I'm ripping and running. A friend came by the house and just had to spend some time chopping it up with them. So hit the like button. Feel free to share. Let me hit my like button and let everybody know we up here. So I know people always got questions. Let me hit my like button and I know people always got questions and stuff. And I've been running my mouth lately for the last couple of weeks. So I said, you know what? Let me start asking some questions. Let me allow people to ask some questions because I know people got a lot that's going on in their head and they're just trying to figure it all out. So yeah, so let me share over here on Facebook, let the people know. There we go. All right, what's going on, party people? I got my ice cream and my airplane cookies. Those those biscottis or whatever they call them. I forget they call them, but I got my ice cream. Mm-hmm. So not gonna be on here too long, but I just want to hop on, give y'all a quick update what's going on out here. Um, there's a lot. Whew, boy, there's a lot going on. The the home builders are starting to crash out. Florida is starting to crash. The real estate market in Florida. So that is, oh my goodness. Let me pull it up for y'all real quick so y'all can see. Um, this one here. Let me share this with y'all. So right now, Florida is crashing. Florida, Florida real estate market is crashing. I'll put the link to this video in the description real quick. Copy that, and y'all get a chance. Um, Florida, can't see. Florida real estate crashing. Y'all need to go take a look at this video because it'll tell you what you need to know. What's going on, Caprentice? Good to see you there. Yeah, I was trying to get on earlier, but somebody came by the house and had to chop it up with them for a little bit. They had a good conversation. So they hadn't talked to my buddy in a minute. So had a great conversation with them. Let's see here. Where is so yeah, so this is a video talking about the real estate market in Florida crashing. It is not looking good down there. The family is doing good. The wife, she's curling her hair up right now. She's putting the rollers in her hair, and I gotta help her clean up downstairs for a little bit. We got some stuff we doing this weekend. Hmm. And I got a busy day tomorrow. I got 3 closings. Ain't no joke. One of them's a what the heck they call it? Reverse mortgage. So that's gonna be about 200 pages there. So I got all of that. But feel free to drop your questions in there. Yeah, this week was busy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, yeah, this week was real busy, real busy. Oh, let me show y'all this. In his site, so prices are dropping, 40% drop. DR Horton, nation's largest home builder, they put out 80,000 houses a year. They're adjusting their forecast, their profits. I'm telling you, if you're in these areas, sites like these, so you need to keep an eye on, because if you're in these areas, I'm telling you, you're gonna have an opportunity to get out there and do some notary work, because when the prices drop, people will buy and they're going to need notaries. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, they're going to need notaries. So you need to have yourself in a position that you can get out there and do this and get connected with some folk and all of that. So you're talking about a busy, busy week. Let me show y'all. So everything that's in blue is what I did, and everything that's in gray got canceled. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had 10 cancellations this week. 10. That's a lot. Let me cancel. I meant to make that gray. Yeah, I'll make them gray so that way I know they cancel. So yeah, I had 10 cancellations this week. It wasn't no joke. But I still did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Still did 21. So that means I would have did 31 closings. And even though this one over here was at the same time, I only put this one in blue after the 12 o'clock one canceled. But I could have had that blue one. That one could have been any time, because they told me I could do it anytime this weekend or next week. So I didn't have to do it today, tomorrow. But when the 12 o'clock cancel, I slid that one in there. But 10 cancellations in 1 week, boy, that's a lot. So I legitimately could have did 31 closings. I legitimately could have did 31 closings this week. I think that would have been the highest week ever for me. But it didn't work out that way and everything. You said, Jasmine said, your channel has been so helpful, especially with the loan docs and my signing video. I did my first signing yesterday for 140. Thanks so much. That is wonderful. Wonderful. I wish I knew how to. Yeah, 140 for your first one. That is great. That is great. And see, as long as you're prepared, that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Eat my airplane cookies and some caramel dolce. So, um, let me show y'all something. I just found out something about y'all's favorite site. On my Instagram, somebody told me, and they're going to verify some stuff for me, but they said they got contacted by them, and was being asked to do some reverse mortgages. Okay. They was being asked to do some reverse mortgages. Let me see here. And yep, I made sure right. Yeah, so they said they went to Notary every day. They sent them a text messages. They asked me, "All right, am I familiar with this company?" They said Notary every day. They sent me a text message for a reverse mortgage along with a link to sign up with them. Once I started signing up, then it asked me if I wanted to do a trial account with them. She said, "What's up with that?" And my thing is this: why? Hold up, because see, this is what I wanted to figure out. I don't see anywhere on here, unless I just missed it, that I don't see anywhere on here about pricing for notaries. And just so y'all know, I think they took me off the email list because I don't get any more emails from them. So they must have heard about me and my video and everything. So, oh well. But I don't see anything in here where they're talking about um there's a pricing structure. You see what I'm saying? I don't see that. I don't see that anywhere unless I just missed it and everything. But yeah, they actually apparently was asking her to sign up for some kind of pay part of it. Now, my question is this, and I talked about this on Instagram. If you are saying that I'm a part, if I'm in this here platform, if I'm in here, um, I think that's how we had to do it last time. Or was it just mm, I forgot. Somebody remind me of what the heck did I do to find the notaries? And see, that was the thing that also I couldn't find. I forgot how to find the daggone notaries in here. Won't let you search by name or any of that. All right. Let's see. They might have took me out. I don't see me in here. I wouldn't be surprised if they took me out. Hold on. But one of the things that you notice is that they might have took me out. Is that everybody is not certified. And my concern with that, and let me see if I can. Hold on 1 second. Let me look for my first name. Search by my first name. Oh, yeah, I am. Okay, I'm still in there. So here's my concern. You have up here, you see what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. This is even this. Let me zoom in for y'all. To me, this is even more egregious, y'all. Why are you putting something negative up here about me? To me, to put this up here, that's a negative. Okay. I don't understand why this is so important. You pulled me into this platform, and now you're saying I'm NNA certified, I'm this, but because I don't have this, I'm not six-figure agent training. I mean, that to me, that don't even look right. It's a six-figure agent training. And I'm a signing company, I'm a person looking for notaries. Sounds like you're gonna be charging me an arm and a leg. We can't say anything about, as far as I know, we can't set our own price or any of that. So my thing is this: if you got something negative about me up here, can you please tell me the negatives about the companies that might be hiring me? Do they pay on time? Do they pay at all? Can you do do they get the documents to you in a timely manner? But to me, this isn't good to show a negative. As a signing company, I don't think you should be showing something negative about the people in there because they may have chosen not to take that. And why is it a requirement? So I don't think that is correct. I don't think that is something good that should be I don't think that's something that's that should be just give me a screenshot of that. I don't think that's something that should be presented up there. You know, so like here they don't have it, but when they have it on a profile, that I think that shouldn't be there. But apparently they're charging you after you get in there for additional whatever, you know. But my thing is if you're saying that I'm the top 1% of notaries, hopefully I'm getting paid like that. Hopefully I'm actually getting paid like the top 1% because I shouldn't be paid like everybody else if I'm the top 1%. And then you need to give me some requirements that tell me what are the requirements to be a top 1% notary. That's what I need to know. So enough of that. But what questions do y'all have? Good evening to you, man. That's right. Hit the like button. I appreciate that, y'all. So what questions do y'all have concerning this business? Anything, any thoughts? Because I'm always running my mouth. So sometimes I say I gotta stop and let y'all answer and share with me what y'all are thinking. You get what I'm saying? Um, ooh, okay. So that's what I would like to know. So for me, like I said, this week has been busy. Orders have been coming in left and right. I'm on pace to hit probably 80 to 90 closings this month. There's some other people that have contacted me and told me they're on pace to do the same. Mhm. And with the real estate market still adjusting, the rates have dropped down some. VA loans are about 5.6. So if I've been doing a lot more refinances. There are people buying houses across the board. It's just moving. I mean, honestly, it's moving, and there are people coming into the business, and they are understanding what it takes to do this. So if you're still on the fence, I like to know what's keeping you on the fence. Okay, what is holding you back from being able to go out here and do the business? Maybe we can talk about it tonight. Maybe I can share some insight or some advice to help you get going. Because right now is, in my opinion, this is a perfect time. This is the perfect time for you to be a notary because they are looking for people. And if I got 10 cancellations and I still did 21 closings, that's telling you there's plenty of business out here. There's plenty of business out here. And that was this week. And then here's next week with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm waiting to confirm them. So I got 13 already for next week. And I got 2 cancellations. So I would have had 15. So you can't tell me that there's not business out here depending upon where you're living at. You just got to get yourself out there so people will give you a shot. And that's the thing. So I know if you know somebody that may have a question or concern or might have asked you, and you don't know how to answer them when they ask you questions about the business, drop it in the chat right now. I can help you possibly to do that. So if there's a question that you got that they have and you're not sure about how to answer them, drop the question in the chat so we can discuss it and help you help them because it's real important. It's real important that we be able to help each other out. Now I can't help y'all with my cookies, ice cream, but I can help you understand the notary stuff. So Um, One of the things that y'all going to deal with is signing companies that can have a attitude, or not so much the signing company, but the individual in the signing company that you might have come across that. I've had a situation one time where I accidentally there was two shipping labels. I put the wrong shipping label in the thing to let them know that it was being shipped, and they inquired about it. Say, hey, this not tracking. So I went and I looked. I'm like, sure enough, ain't tracking. I said, let me pull up. Let me double check, and I realized that I put in the wrong tracking number. Told them what went down, this, that, and the other. Nobody even apologized or said, hey, thank you, or any of that. And this is one of the things that I had to learn is that I can't look for them to give me pats on the back. I cannot do that. I cannot look for people, the signing companies, to like, okay, Griff, you did really good. Good boy, Griff. Yeah, Griff. I can't. Once I got out of that of looking for them to give me some kind of reassurance that I'm doing a good job, I actually started doing better because I had to build confidence in myself and say, you know what? I know what to do and I know how to do it. Let me go do it. And once I started doing that, everything just sort of fell in line. And I was looking, I had a note down here. So I realized something. I said, I don't need them to make me feel good. So I did an apostle last Friday. Anyone in Virginia notice longer wait documents from Richmond? That's a good question. Yeah. I have not, because I ain't doing them, but it wouldn't surprise me. So what I figured out is these companies got so much mess going on. I burnt myself, and that's I had burnt myself when my truck there went down. I was underneath there, and I burnt myself twice in the same spot. But I've been using this stuff. I don't know if y'all can see. It's called Helichrysum. It's a flower oil, and I tell you, it is really good for burns and cuts and stuff. And it helped that bad boy heal up. I mean, it happened last week, and you can see it had blistered and everything. And it's like in less than a week, it went down. And I just put that Helichrysum on there. And the only reason why I even have a band-aid, because I kept bumping it for some reason tonight. And I don't want to pull the skin off. I want the stuff to grow, go back naturally. So I don't have any no marks and no permanent marks and stuff, discoloration and stuff. Um, but yeah, that's what I learned, is that I don't need any type of, I'm forgetting the word that I want to use, but I don't need them to give me kudos and tell me I'm doing good and all that. I just got to go out here and do it. That's what I've learned about this business. And once you're confident in what you need to do, you just go do it. And the admiration, the kudos that I get come from people. Yeah, affirmation. There you go. Thank you, man. I don't know why. I don't need anybody's affirmation. And that's the beautiful thing about this notary business, is that once you understand what you're supposed to do, you don't need anybody to tell you, you did a good job. I know I did good because the deed got recorded. I know I did good. Not from an arrogant standpoint, but if you and you got 15, 20, 30 appointments a week, you don't have time to wait. Okay, somebody said, I need somebody to tell me they like me. You ain't got time for that. Did I do it? I know I did it right. You ask yourself, did I do it right? Yes. Okay, keep it going. You know what you need to do. You make it happen. How much admiration, affirmations do you need? Will you get it? Yes. But you don't need it after every single appointment. And you don't need to call them asking them, hey, so did I do good? Did you like my work? Because most people think by doing that, it's going to make them give you more work. They will give you more work as long as you're not doing anything bad. One of the appointments I got next week, I don't know which one it is, but one of them, the signing company called me and told me the title company requested me. There's my affirmation. I don't have to ask for it. See, when you're doing good and you ain't got to ask for it. You ain't got to ask your spouse to tell you they love you when you're doing lovable things. You don't have to wait for your spouse to ask to be told. You can say, "Hey, tell me that you love me." You can tell them that you love them because you know they're doing things lovable. And even when they're not doing things lovable, you still love them. So when people who understand relationship work with you, they will share their appreciation of what you do for them. And for some people, they do it by constantly giving you work. That's evident in my life because I'm constantly getting more and more work, more and more opportunities to do work. So that's the affirmation that I look for. Am I constantly getting work? The answer is yes. And if I am, then man, that's great. That's what you need in your life. That's what you need in your business. If you're not getting that, then something's wrong. What is the problem? If my price is too high, maybe my prices are too low and they think that something is, a little funky. Am I always late? Do I have a bad attitude? Do I smell bad? What? Okay. No one said anything about me not having a haircut, so it ain't that. So that's what you have to figure out. You got to figure those things out and then you have to walk in it. So unless you're willing to walk in truth and you got to search out what truth is for you in this business, once you understand what truth is for you in your state and for what this business is supposed to be, you have to walk in it. And anybody trying to move you away from that, you don't need to be around them. You get away from them. And I'm telling y'all, there are more and more people coming into this business and they are starting to move forward. So the movement that you are neglecting to do, other people are. I've shared more and more with y'all over and over again that the number one way to market your business is to be ready to do business. It's all about availability. So the question is, how available are you to get paid? If you want to get paid, you getting paid is based off of how available you are. If you're not available to people when they need you to be, you can't get paid. Nobody's going to pay you not to be there. I'm going to pay you a $10 fee as a notary that I need, but you're not going to be there, but I'm going to pay you anyway. That's not going to happen. And a lot of people think that's the way things supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Go. Hmm? Huh? Oh, no, big man. No, I was doing my live. Since I was talking to him. So, what? Hmm. I'm trying to. Are, is anybody struggling with anything? Because I wanted to be a Q&A where I can answer some questions because I know people have stuff that they want to discuss or got questions that's on their mind and all of that. And here's also because sometimes people don't like to do it publicly. So, so for those of you that are, I won't say afraid, but that are not fully feel fully free to ask their question publicly, I will. You can text me your question that you have to that number there. I don't know why people are afraid. Oops, I'm sorry, are not fully free to share their concerns or their questions. Nobody's going to judge you or make you feel bad. That's those other groups and other people. We don't do that here. Okay. We don't make you feel bad or make you feel like, you know, like why didn't you know that? If you don't know, you don't know. You don't know. Now, while y'all either texting me your questions or typing them up in here, here's something that I recently found out. And put a one in the chat if you've heard this from people. I've been hearing this more and more that notaries are basically only doing what's in the instructions, meaning if it's not written in the instruction that the ink color should be blue, they're just going to use whatever color. If it's not written in instructions that they should double, they should get should not double side print, they double side print or they email the documents. So in other words, if it's not put in the instructions not to do these things, the notaries are doing them. What else? They're not giving them a copy. Oh, you didn't tell me to give them a copy, so I didn't give them a copy. This is what notaries are doing. Now, I'm just now hearing about this. I'm putting one in the chat, but this is something that I've been hearing that notaries are basically like pushing back on the signing companies and saying, well, you didn't tell me to do this. Yeah. You say I hadn't heard it, but yeah, I've heard it. I was in a clubhouse or somewhere, and they was like, "Well, if they don't say it in the instructions, then I'm not doing it." So it's literally, and again, for people who's whining about why there are 15 pages of instructions, this is why, because people are literally saying, if you don't tell me that I should sign my name in cursive where it says notary on the notarial certificate, I'm gonna just print my name. If you don't tell me that I should collect IDs, I'm not gonna collect. If you what in other words, if you don't tell me what to do, I'm not going to do it. But then you accepted the order just to sit there and do nothing. That doesn't make sense. But this is what people are doing. And I'm sitting here like, wow, this really is this is really wicked. This is what I'm saying. This is really wicked out here that you would be acting like this. You know that you should give people a second copy because it's been told to you. You know you should have it done in blue ink. Well, nobody told me to print letter and legal, so I'm just gonna print everything letter. But it's cutting off. Well, that ain't my problem. I don't have a dual trade printer. I ain't got this, I ain't got that. And I'm like, okay, so now the instructions have to say, please make sure you have a dual trade printer before accepting this order. So when do you just grow up and be mature? I don't know, but that is what's missing right now in this business. And it's sad because a lot of notaries are missing out and they're taking this advice, executing it, and then getting blacklisted. But for those of you who know better, this is a great opportunity for you to get in there and get some business because you know, okay, I'm not going to do that. Correct. That is correct, Caprentice. They are forcing the signing services to dump down the process. And remember what I always say, the more people have to do for you, the less they pay you. So if I got to spend X amount of hours writing extra instructions and all of that stuff, then you know what? Why am I paying you a premium? Because you clearly aren't premium paid. You clearly aren't in the 1%. Because a 1%er don't need 15 pages of instructions. I said agreed, plenty of work for people out here, yeah, who know what they're doing and stuff. So okay. Do you have Adobe DC? Do you have the full version that runs about 29 bucks a month or something like that? Do you have that version? Um, correct. That is right. Just and if the order doesn't say so, or if you're Adobe Acrobat, because there's a different version. You got the free version or the paid version. Because if you got the free version, that might be part of the problem. They have most people go with the paid version of Acrobat. But you're right. Um, the company, the free version, you might have to upgrade to the paid version. I haven't had any problem with the paid version. I don't have the free version. The paid version, I think, runs about 20 some bucks a month, if I'm not mistaken. I think 29 a month. But one of the things that I was doing when I first got started, yeah, I pay. It looks like I paid $29 a month. No, I'm sorry, 19, 19. I paid $19 a month um for it. So yeah. Yeah, I pay $19 a month on a monthly plan. I thought I was on annual. I'm on a monthly. Okay, I got to figure that out. But yeah, so I get Adobe Acrobat Pro. That's what I have, and I haven't had any problems with the site open. With the program opening and doing what it needs to do and stuff. But yeah, the ink color can be determined by the state requirement. Um, it worked for years. They might be, yeah, unless there needs to be an upgrade or what have you to it. So when you're saying it's not opening correctly, I mean operating. I'm sorry, operating correctly. What part of it is not operating right? That's what I would like to know. What part is not operating correctly? So what I started doing, like if I'm in doubt, I will ask. So some of the what is it? The HELOCs. Some of the HELOCs for Accurate Group, depending on the company, I think you have Discover, and I forget what the other company is, but depending on the company that's doing the HELOC under Accurate Group, you might have to use black ink, and they don't always tell you. So you BMO. Oh Lord, BMO. Lord, I don't know what that means. I can't, oh Lord, have mercy. And I know you're gonna tell me what it means, man, and then I'm just gonna be like, I should have known that. Oh, okay. Yeah, BMO. Okay, that's right. I knew it. Yeah, BMO. Yeah, that's the other bank, BMO. And sometimes I thought it was Penn Fed. Well, not Penn Fed. Um, oh, I can't remember. It was a bank with a green, something green. But nonetheless, sometimes theirs will be black. Now, one of the things you can do is search the document and put in black or put in blue, and just put in black or blue. Yeah, PNC. There you go. PNC is the other one. My man Caprentice be on it. When I retire, he gonna take over. He gonna take over the YouTube channel. That's gonna be Caprentice. Yep. I'm gonna turn it all over to him, and I'm gonna get in an RV, and me and the missus gonna just ride off into somebody's sunset. But yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, so I had to start asking. So I would search the document and type in blue or black, and you can't necessarily type in black ink or blue ink because sometimes they will say ink color blue or ink color black or use black, but they never put the word ink in there or next to each other. But if I put just black or blue, then everything that comes up, if it's done right, will show me whether or not the ink color is black or blue. WFG tends to be black, at least here in Virginia. So, as always, when push comes to shove, just ask. Just say, hey, I just want to verify the ink color with y'all. And then just ask them this: is that the standard for y'all? And if it is, then you make note of it that every time you see this company, you know it's blue. My reverse mortgage says it can be either black or blue, just long as it stays the same throughout. I'm gonna have them sign in black. I had instructions that said you can print all letter or legal. I just realized I ain't got any more letter paper. I'm about run out. Whatever I got in them babies, that's it. So tomorrow or either Sunday, probably Sunday, I'm gonna pick up another case from Sam's Club. But since they said I could print all legal, that's what I did for my last order. I print all legal. It said, yeah, typically use the search figure. Old Republic also has had a short spell where they only want. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. I don't know why. Yeah, I've seen that where Old Republic was, and I've been searching that thing Really, really, really extra. Now they're going back to blue. Okay, good, good. So that's excellent. That's excellent. So it sounds like a lean day. All right. Well, if you man, look, if you need some help, hit me up. Um, I should be free for a little bit. Well, you know what? Now tomorrow will probably be the harder day. Sunday will be better. If you need some help, well, I know Sunday's Easter, but if you need some help, I think I'll be more free on Sunday. So if you need some help, hit me up and just scroll back up in the thing. You'll see my number in there, and I'll be more than happy to. Maybe we need to do a Zoom or something like that and stuff. I've done loan moss with. I've done a few, and I don't know. Have they paid me? I think they paid me. Hold on, Caprinas. Um, hold on 1 second. Yeah, yeah, mine does look like that, man. It does. Yeah, I have that. Yeah, 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 I have that. So yeah, I've done some for them. I haven't had any problem with them. I know people been having problem with cloud signing. I stopped taking orders from them altogether. So, oh, that's right, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. So I'll make sure I hit them up tomorrow evening. That's right. Okay, you got my number. Cool. Um, so like she's been doing, and to be honest, I haven't even really seen that. No, I stopped taking Safe Cure. Also, the reason why I turned them off because I literally don't have time to do them. That is the reason why I just don't have. They come in and they come in at a time, for a time that I just can't do them. It said on computer one it looks like that. On the other computer, it has two green lines. Gotcha. Um, and it says Janet on. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So if you look, it's about making money. That's really what it's about. So I'm doing everything I can to make money. Only reason why I don't do, like I said, I don't do the safe cure is because I got so much business coming in. Otherwise, I don't have time to do it. And you says safe keep is confusing. So what part of it is confusing? Because I've only done a few with them. I don't think I've done a whole lot with them. Looking, I only done one. I only done one. Had deleted the docs. So looking at it, this is with Freedom Mortgage. Um, I don't see it. It just tells me so it's 37 pages, and I think it's the same thing twice. So I gotta just yeah. So what part is confusing? Oh, their setup. Well, yeah. I mean, each company has their own little unique way they want to set stuff up. So I don't like the big arrow and all that kind of stuff. I think that's silly to have that on there for the people to sign. And the Notoria area is a little funky, but to me it's doable. It's doable. It's not that hard to get done. So I would say keep doing them. If you don't have anything else coming through, if you have the time, this is a part of the business. Adjusting temporarily to make the money for what you need long term. Oh, And I've been hearing that lately too. A lot of companies are giving bad addresses. Some people, I've been hearing that a lot. So one of the things you can do is look if, depending on the type of loan, if it's a refinance purchase, you should see the loan application in there, and then you can get their phone number off the loan application to give them a call if you got the wrong number, and even look at the loan application for the proper address or the deed to make sure the address is correct. So the information they gave you could be wrong. But yeah, so that's been, yeah, I've had that a few times. Now, not a whole lot and stuff. So this business is simple. All you have to do is make sure you understand how to properly notarize the documents. Make sure you're available if you really want to get paid. Do the job correctly to the best of your ability. And if for some reason you make a mistake, of course, go back and correct it. Don't look for affirmations from everybody. Don't beat yourself up. And honestly, I think you'll be fine. But if you're trying to do this from a mindset of being perfect, you're going to stress yourself out. The reason why I say it's considered, well, they consider it a negative. They got it up there. They got it up there promoting it that you're not. And the thing is, who says that we have to be? And why would it be considered a positive? What if somebody doesn't want to take the course? What if your state doesn't recognize that course? Because remember, we're here for the state. So as long as we meet the state's requirements, that's what matters. You see what I'm saying? And for the net pay for safe cures, typically $30 to $40. But I'm just saying, I mean, why is that something that's considered positive? Because it's about making six figures. It's not about being a notary. That's what the course is called, six figure. So that automatically tells me I should be charging X amount of dollars. But on the platform, I haven't seen anything on that platform that says I can charge whatever I want. That somebody comes there, you, from my understanding, you can't delete it. That's what they put in there. They put us in there. Remember what they said? We're the top 1%. So to me, when you're dealing with the top 1%, the top 1% typically should have a say so. The top 1% should typically have say so in how things are functioning, but we don't. So the question is the site for the notaries or is it for non-notary people, meaning the signing companies? Who's the people that's really benefiting? Because if I'm the top 1% and I can't name my price, and that's what that course teaches, from my understanding, that you should be getting top dollar. So to me, everybody on that platform should be getting at least 150. If I'm the top 1%, and I did a video on this, broke it down, which means the top 1%, you're talking about 1,000 people per state, because 1%, and they said right there, 50,000 notaries. So there's 50,000 notaries. Then, and when you divide, and 50,000 is 1% of 5 million, you divide 50,000 into the 50 states, that's 1,000. That's how I came up with the number. And then when you look here, it says 360 certified members. Okay, certified in what? What makes them certified members? Then you got zip code boost notary. So that means there's something extra that you got to pay for in there. But I'm trying to figure out what makes me a certified member. 60 certified members. What makes me a certified member? I don't see that. Talks about invoicing. It says, and see, I don't know, and I'm trying to think. There was something that I saw, and I wish I could remember where I didn't make note of it, but it was something in here. I think this might be it. Oh, right here. Right here. Just zoom on in. I don't want no cookies. I got my own cookies. It says here, Notary Every Day is not responsible for processing, issuing, or distributing payments for any notary services facilitated through this platform. All financial obligations, including payments amounts, schedules, and disbursement, are the sole responsibility of the client, signing service, or hiring company. Notary Every Day assumes no liability for payment disputes, delays, or non-payment. To avoid payment disruptions, notaries should upload a W-9. So as it said, all payment related inquiries must be directed to the client, signing service, or hiring company, as Notary Every Day does not intervene in payment matters. Okay, so if you're not intervening in payment matters, and maybe I'm just something's wrong with me. But if you're not intervening in payment matters, then how the heck are you intervening and telling me whether or not I'm certified or not? And telling me that I need to have this certification from your little buddy? Hmm? I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. You're saying that I need to have your buddy's certification at the cost of about $500 or $600. What are you getting broke off from that? Are you getting something broke off? So again, who sets the price that the notary gets paid on this site? Oh, well, that's between you and them. Well, I want 150. So if I'm not certified, if I'm not the three-letter people certification, do I get picked? Because right now it says it's 360 certified members. What does that mean? So do they the only ones that get picked? You see what I'm saying? I mean, you got what? It said 360 divided by 50 to different states. That's 7.2 people per state. 7.2 people per state that's certified and that can get business. So I'm just throwing this out here. Maybe somebody can correct me and give me some logic behind this. So I'm the top 1% because I'm on this site. Or am I the top 1% if I get certified? And who recognizes that certification? Hmm? Only the people who are signing companies that's from that particular three-letter group. Is that it? Which sounds to me like collusion to make us go in a particular direction when I don't need to go in that direction when I got over 5,000 closings under my belt and I got 7 years in the business. So why do I need that when I've already proven that I can do what I need to do? And if the proof, and if what I need to prove more is whether or not I can guide somebody through the documents, well, my state says I'm not supposed to do that unless I've been properly trained and qualified. But does your course meet my state's requirement for me to be considered qualified to guide somebody through the documents? And why do I need to guide somebody through something that they should have read? They're grown people. They should be reading this themselves. When did it become the notary's responsibility to ensure that each and every person has a full understanding? That's up to them to have a full understanding. Our job is to make sure to ask them, do you have an understanding? Are you doing this willingly? And if they say yes, then we good to go. Just like people say, well, we can't, if they say they're supposed to be signing power of attorney, we don't need the power of attorney to determine whether or not they have the right to sign this way. If everybody else has done their job and made sure, and they have it John Jones by James Jones, attorney in fact. So we can't get involved in that. Why am I getting involved in making sure that you understand this by sitting here doing your little baby dissertation? That's what I don't understand. Now let me let me see if I can find something. And I meant to do this video, bring this up. So let me find this for y'all real quick. And I'm gonna tell y'all why um notaries are struggling right now with this business. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I gotta go in here in the NNA site. All right. Go in here in the training center. Go in here, access the training. I already took the exam, but I need to get this right here. This right here. This is why people are struggling. This is a presentation guide. Now follow me, y'all. This is the presentation guide. What is this the presentation guide for? Refinance. We have more than just refinances. This presentation guide does not help you when you're doing a HELOC. It doesn't help you with a reverse mortgage. It doesn't help you with a purchase or sell completely, fully, because there's things in there that you may not come across. So now you're trying to follow this, and this is confusing a lot of people because here you have a purchase and you're trying to do this here, which is basically a refinance. This is refinance presentation guide. So how can you actually move forward if all you know how to do is this for a refinance? But what did they say? Refinances are down. This is one of the reasons why people. This is from the NNA telling us to do this stuff, and it doesn't cover all the different documents that are in the closing package, and they have this in alphabetical order, which your closing documents are not going to be in this order. It's not going to be in alphabetical order according to your guide. And then you say, well, I'll just rearrange them. Okay, why you want to spend all that extra time rearranging stuff? And the company has said, don't change the order of the documents. So you can't change the order of the documents. Then you got to purchase or sellers, and you're trying to use this here presentation guide, and it doesn't fit. That's the problem. And then the question is, do you need to be doing this presentation guide? How is it that people can't read and understand what they need to know about this stuff from the get-go? And there are people out there who should have already covered this stuff with them. And see, this is the only one I've seen. I have never seen a second home writer. I've never seen a second home writer, but I see the 1 to 4 all the time. I've seen manufacturer, I've seen the condominium, I've seen 1 or 2 arm riders. But here's the thing: you're trying to memorize and learn all of that so you can operate on the fly, on top of making sure you understand how to properly notarize. That is a lot for a lot of people. That is a lot for a lot of people, and they're getting overwhelmed and they're getting confused, and then they're saying, you know what, I ain't even gonna mess with this. And this is where they're trying to do things perfectly instead of correctly. So what I'm saying is why I call that a negative. You have it on my profile about what I am not. So no matter what I say in my profile, in my written profile of how great of a notary I am, there's this stigma on me because you got on my profile that I can't take off. At least I don't see that you can take it off. That I am not a particular certification. And I'm like, why do I need to be that certification? What is that certification going to do to help me give them the great service that I've already been doing for 7 years? How is it going to benefit me? I know how it's going to benefit you because it's going to put more money in your pocket, which I'm not opposed to. I'm opposed to me taking stuff or being a part of something that doesn't really need to be in my life. That's the question. So my question back to you, Rue St. Charles, how is it a positive? What makes it a positive when you have North Carolina that says you can't even be called a notary signing agent or a loan signing agent? You see what I'm saying? So you're saying take something, but the state of North Carolina, and you can contact Belinda Bennett, NC Notary Coach. She'll tell you in the North Carolina, it tells you you can't call yourself a notary signing agent unless it's changed since the last time we talked about that. But if that's still the case, and then you're taking a course that vehemently teaches you to be considered a loan signing agent, notary signing agent, that's a conflict. So how is that good for anybody doing this business? You get what I'm saying? This is something that somebody made up and put together and say, hey, this is what I think it should be. Well, title companies want it. Okay, title companies where? Not a nationwide. There's not a title company that I work with right now directly has ever asked me, am I the three-letter people certified? Not a person. They've never asked me, am I NNA certified? No one has ever asked me that. But yet I'm doing 75, 80 appointments a month without anybody asking me, am I the three-letter people certified? That's what I'm talking about. So show me how it's beneficial for me outside of some aesthetics, but show me legally how it's beneficial for me to do all of that. I don't see it. I honestly don't see it whatsoever. So that's where I'm at with that. Any thoughts? If you still there, Rue, and you said should you delete it? If you can delete it, cool. But if you can't, that's why I'm saying if you if you cannot, then it's a negative stigma on you to say why aren't you? And now I got to have a conversation with a potential client about why I'm not that three-letter thing certified when that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm about to do for you. It doesn't make me any better at doing it. If y'all don't see the game, don't be surprised within the next 3 years that course is a permanent staple inside the NNA that they make it mandatory that you take it. And now to become a notary, you're gonna be paying about 700. You're gonna be paying 700, and every year you gotta take the NNA stuff, and then you gotta take that. 3 years minimum within the next 3 years or less, maybe 5 years. That's what it's working on. Working on monopolizing this. And who benefits from that? Not the states. They're working on monopolizing this business for themselves. And if you can't see this, then you probably need to have a conversation with yourself, um, and get the scales off your eyes, get the blinders off, and really look at what the heck is going on. This is about creating a monopoly. This is about dominating and taking over the whole notary industry under one particular group with the help of a group that we're paying money to be a part of, and then turn around and have to be forced to be a part of something that we really don't want to be a part of. That's a problem. See, I'm not a notary, but your knowledge sees that was an independent contractor can learn a lot from your channel, help your clients, and referrals will come. That is correct. That is correct. So all I'm trying to do is get people to think about this stuff logically get out of your emotions. Stop being afraid. If I don't take this, if I don't do this, if I don't go here, then I'll never get any business. I don't go. I've never been to an internet conference. Never will. Have no need to. I've taken a few courses, but never finished any of them, and I'm doing fine. I'm not going to up a whole bunch, a lot of people's meetups and stuff. If I do go to stuff like Clubhouse, I'm the one sharing information, trying to help people, but I'm not always learning something. Whereas people are putting out something that, okay, yeah, cool. Every now and then I learn a little something here or there, but it's not like, like, oh, okay, let me go to this here and learn. I'm figuring it out as I go. Okay. So that's where we're at. I don't understand why you can't see the game and how they're monopolizing and forcing you to go in one particular direction. Like they say, sheep going to the slaughter. That's what's going on. And it's going to take a strong person individually to say, you know what, let me stand up to this and not succumb to the pressure, succumb um to the criticism and all of that. Let me not and stand on what's right. That's a good question. That's a real good question. Because if you think about the conference, you're going to a conference where you're being constantly sold stuff. You're constantly being told, buy this and buy that. Take this course, take that course. It's like a network marketing thing. And again, if you want to, I'm gonna ask you this here. If you've gone to the NNA conference within the last 5 years, okay, put a one in the chat. If you've gone to the NNA conference in the last 5 years, even if it's just one time, if you've gone in the last 5 years, put a one in the chat, please. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with us. This is not to bash you. I'm going to ask you another question, and this is going to help me to understand whether or not I'm viewing things correctly. If you've gone to the NNA conference, even if it was just once in the last 5 years, um, I don't think so. Did you see the email from Service Link today? I haven't seen anything from Service Link. But yeah, if you've gone to the NNA conference, and I'm not saying this is not to bash you whatsoever. Trust me, I'm telling you. This is not. This is to help me understand something. I'm doing a search. The last time I got something from Service Link was in December. Okay. You have to be okay. So here's my question. Even though I would assume nobody here that has gone to the conference, but for those who have, my question is simply this: after going to the conference, did you see at least a 10% increase in your business activity of some sort? And if so, how long did it take after you got back from the conference before you started seeing the fruits or the harvest from what you was learning at the conference? So you learned some things at the conference. You came home. What did you learn and what were you able to implement to grow your business at least 10%? And when did you get to do that? When did you implement it to see that. That's what I would like to know. I'm not signed up with Service Link, so that's probably why I didn't see it. I'm not signed up with them. And only in this email came from somebody asking me questions about Service Link. You know, it was an email that they received and stuff. So my question, my because I'm trying to understand, if you're going to something, it should elevate you. If it's not elevating you, then it's no good for you. It's pulling you down. When two people marry, there's supposed to be an elevation in their everything. If it's not happening, there's a problem. So if you see what I'm saying? So if you went to some of these meetings, but you're not seeing an increase, the question is why? I did the virtual during COVID. My business didn't grow 10%. You see what I'm saying? So there's supposed to be growth coming out of this. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say here. If growth isn't coming, now I believe there's some type of growth that comes from y'all listening to me. You're thinking, you're getting more clear direction, you're willing to take a step of faith out there. Like the people who are channel members, like that little emblem right there, that means he's a channel member. So like whenever he wants to holler at me, yo, what's going on, man? Let's talk. When people who are channel members call me, I'm answering the phone call, I'm helping them out. Like me and Jessica, yeah, when she first got started, me and her was on the phone a lot. All of that. Caprentice, me and him was on the phone. So I'm helping people to grow their business and to grow themselves as much as possible. If what I'm sharing and what I'm doing is not helping you to grow, it's either because you may have outgrown me, or you're sort of blocking yourself from receiving what I'm saying, or what I'm saying just isn't good. It's one of the three, in my opinion. If you're with anybody else, you should be doing the same. What growth am I getting from them? I'm spending this time with them on Zoom calls and lives and all of that. What am I getting? Is there anything tangible that I can take and implement? Whether it's a thought process, whether it's an actual application. I mean, to help my man Dan out, I'm like, yeah, give me a holler on Sunday and we'll see, if you still having a problem with your Adobe. To what? Increase him by 10%, to increase him so that he can move up in this business by having his Adobe working properly. That's what my goal is. So if you're going to events and the event isn't helping you to get a 10% increase within the next 6 months, you got to look at yourself. You got to look at the event. What is the problem? That's what you got to ask yourself. Okay. Girl, did you hear about big future passport accepting agents? That's a new one on me. Never heard that phrase before. Um, Hold on. All right. I'm doing some deep seek here. Okay, this people to process passports. That's all it's saying. Nope, I haven't heard anything about that. Never heard of it. Never heard of anything about that. I know I've been busy. Hope I'm still a channel member. Yeah, babe. Huh? Bug? Okay. The wife said there's a bug. One of those lately we've been getting these stink bugs creeping in the house. You know, them things will get in there. Let me get on out of here, y'all. um, you don't have, yeah, you don't have the symbol by your name, that little S looking symbol and everything. But hit me up, Wanda. We get you back in as a member. So passport, acceptance agent. I mean, if it's something that's gonna bring me money, yeah. And then yeah, yes. Oh, I got something to talk to y'all members about. I can't. Yeah, it's something for y'all. I got them. I will do it this weekend. If not tomorrow, I will do a video just for y'all to talk to y'all about it. All right, let me get on up out of here, y'all. I do appreciate y'all. I really, really, really do. Go help the wife out because yeah, the last couple of years, they're gonna stink bugs, man, getting in the house, everything crawl, open the window, open the door, and the next thing you know, they done flew in the house and all that. So I'm gonna go catch that sucker and flush them down the toilet. Don't crush stink bugs. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that whatsoever. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Glad that I'm able to help. And the information that I try to share, I try to make it as universal as I can, even though I talk about notaries, but it's stuff that you can apply in any business, just common sense things of letting people earn your trust to trust them. Just that same thing I ask y'all to do. Just let me earn your trust before you start trusting me. That's what I want you to let me earn your trust before you trust me. Let me work toward it. That's what I want to do. Just because somebody's making a lot of money don't mean you can trust them. Just because people are doing interviews and getting on stages talking about how much money they made from this don't mean you can trust them. There's always an angle with these people. You just got to take time out and figure it out. And once you figure it out, then you'll know how to navigate them, and you pretty much will navigate away from them and go out here and do your own thing. And there's nothing wrong with being alone out here in this business. Nothing wrong at all. All right. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.